Today, before class, you will be looking at this video, and at the end of it, it has hyperlinks. First, you will be completing a quiz, whether you obtain the lecture that has been given to you. At the end of this, it will give you a score and show you if you got them correct or not. Second activity you will be doing today is a worksheet, and it's going to show you examples of an active and passive voice and directions of how to do it. And you should be able to write an active and passive sentence by the end of this lecture. Now for this lecture. Today we'll be talking about active and passive voices. A passive voice. A passive voice is a style where the object of a sentence becomes the subject of the sentence. A passive writing voice occurs when something that is ordinarily done by the subject of a sentence is now done by the object of a sentence. Why we try to avoid using passive voice. For one, it is wordy. When using a passive voice, you must add more to make your point come across. Secondly, the sentence structure is complex. A passive voice uses a sentence structure that requires more of a cognitive effort. It also has where you must use more of a memory system to make the sentences make more sense, which makes it harder for you to get your point across because you seem to be adding more and more to what you're trying to express to your reader. Today we will be going over the 4 tenses that are present simple, present continuous, past simple, and past continuous. For active, we have I make a cake, I'm making a cake, I made a cake, I was making a cake. While for a passive voice, it is a cake is made, a cake is being made, a cake was made, a cake was being made. As you can see, the differences that occur with all 4 of these sections of the tenses. Let's look at an active voice. An active voice is when the subject performs the verb of the sentence. It is also the most common way that we seem to write. It occurs when the subject comes before the verb and the subject is the thing that is actually doing the action of the sentence. Characteristics of an active voice. We have 4 sentences here, and let's go over them so you can see how an active voice can look. We're going to watch a movie tonight. She read her book in 1 day. We are going on vacation in a month. There's no class tomorrow. Next, let's look at the sentence structure of an active and passive voice. For active voice, the formula is subject of something which is doing the action, plus a verb, plus object of something that is receiving the action. While a passive voice formula is something which receives the action, plus be, plus past participle of a verb, plus by, plus something that is doing the action. Active and passive voice sentences and tenses. For simple present, for active, it is subject plus verb plus object. While passive is subject previous object plus is, am, or are, plus past participle, an optional verb, and an optional agent. While simple past for an active is subject plus verb plus object. While the passive is subject, previous object, plus was or here, plus past participle, plus a verb, and an optional agent. Like I told you at the beginning of this lecture, you will have 2 activities to do before class. You have your English quiz for the passive and active, and then you also have the worksheet that needs to be completed once again before class.